Have you ever watched your child in a moment of pure innocence and felt as though they were teaching you something profound without saying a single word? Perhaps in their laughter, their tears, or even their defiance, you glimpsed a wisdom that seemed to come from somewhere beyond their years. Have you ever wondered why certain children challenge us in ways that pierce straight to our deepest fears and insecurities? Why do some little souls seem to know exactly which buttons to push, which wounds to touch, which parts of our hearts need the most healing? And have you ever considered, dear soul, that maybe, just maybe, your child didn't come into your life to be taught, but to be your teacher? Today, we explore one of the most beautiful and transformative teachings from the great spiritual master Paramhansa Yogananda, that our children are not just our offspring, but our spiritual guides, walking beside us to awaken truths we've long forgotten and to heal wounds we didn't even know we carried. Introduction to the teaching. When Paramahansa Yogananda spoke about family karma, he revealed something that completely transforms how we see parenthood. He taught that the child is the guru of the parent in disguise. These words invite us to step beyond the traditional view of parent and child and into a sacred understanding of two souls dancing together in divine purpose. But what does it mean for a child to be a spiritual teacher? How can someone so young, so dependent, so seemingly innocent guide us toward enlightenment? The truth is, dear soul, that spiritual teaching doesn't always come through words or formal lessons. Sometimes it comes through presence, sometimes it comes through challenge. Sometimes it comes through the simple act of loving unconditionally, and sometimes through showing us exactly where our love still has conditions. In this journey together, we will uncover how your child serves as a mirror for your soul's evolution, how family karma creates the perfect classroom for spiritual growth, and why the most profound teachers often come in the smallest packages. We will explore how to receive their teachings with an open heart and how to honor the sacred contract you made with their soul long before this lifetime began. Let us begin this sacred exploration. For once you see your child as your teacher, everything about your relationship transforms from ordinary to extraordinary, from routine to reverent. The mirror of innocence. Your child arrives in this world carrying a pure mirror, dear soul. In their eyes, their reactions, their natural responses to life, they reflect back to you the exact areas where your own soul seeks healing and growth. Watch how they respond when you are stressed. Notice how they behave when you are peaceful. Observe what triggers them, what brings them joy, what makes them withdraw. Often you will find that their emotional patterns mirror your own inner landscape in ways that are both beautiful and unsettling. Paramhansa Yogananda taught us that children are like sensitive plants. They absorb the mental vibrations of their environment. This means your child is constantly receiving and reflecting the energy you carry within your heart. If you carry anxiety, they will show you anxiety. If you carry love, they will bloom in that love. If you carry unhealed wounds, they will often act out those very wounds until you pay attention and begin the healing. But here is the miracle, dear soul. They don't do this to punish you. They do this to free you. Through their innocent reflection, they show you exactly where your spiritual work lies. The child who tests your patience teaches you patience. The child who triggers your fears helps you face those fears. The child who loves you unconditionally shows you how to love yourself the same way. This is why some children seem to know instinctively how to push their parents' buttons. They are not being rebellious. They are being teachers, showing you the buttons that need to be healed, the places where your soul still reacts instead of responds. Remember, the mirror they hold is not meant to shame you. It is meant to awaken you. When you begin to see their behavior as spiritual guidance rather than personal challenge, everything shifts from frustration to gratitude, from resistance to receptivity. Karmic contracts and soul agreements. Before your child took their first breath in this world, there was a meeting between souls. In the realm beyond physical form, your soul and your child's soul made a sacred agreement, a karmic contract written in love and sealed with divine purpose. This agreement is not something imposed upon you from outside. It is something you both chose, recognizing that together you could help each other grow in ways that would be impossible alone. As Paramhansa Yogananda beautifully explained, souls travel together through many lifetimes, playing different roles to help each other evolve. Sometimes your child comes as a gift, a soul returning love you once gave to them in a previous lifetime. These are often the children who bring immediate joy, who seem to fit perfectly into your life, who feel like a blessing from the moment they arrive. Sometimes your child comes as a teacher, a soul who agreed to challenge you so you could develop strength, patience, or compassion you didn't know you possessed. These children may be more difficult, more demanding, more emotionally intense, but their very intensity is the fire that forges your spiritual growth. And sometimes, dear soul, your child comes as both gift and teacher, weaving together lessons of love with opportunities for growth in a tapestry so intricate that it takes years to fully understand its beauty. The truth is, you cannot understand the full purpose of your child's presence through your mind alone. This understanding comes through your heart, through years of walking together, through moments of breakthrough when suddenly everything makes perfect sense. Trust that whatever role your child plays in your life, it is exactly what your soul needs for its next level of awakening. Remember, this contract was made in love. Even when it feels difficult, even when it brings pain, the foundation is always love, seeking to express itself more fully through both of your lives. Difficult children, as advanced souls, there is a profound truth that many parents struggle to accept. Often the most challenging children are the most spiritually advanced souls who have chosen a difficult path for the highest purpose of spiritual evolution. When your child seems hyperactive, overly sensitive, emotionally intense, or appears to struggle with attention, mood, or behavior, your first instinct might be to ask, "What's wrong?" But Paramhansa Yogananda invites us to ask a different question. What is this soul here to accomplish through this experience? Some souls choose to incarnate with what appear to be limitations or challenges because they wish to develop specific spiritual qualities quickly. The child who struggles with focus may be learning surrender. The child who feels everything deeply may be developing compassion. The child who resists authority may be learning to find their own inner guidance. Yogananda taught that advanced souls often choose the most difficult circumstances to burn through karma rapidly and achieve liberation. This doesn't mean every challenging child is an advanced soul, but it does mean we should approach their struggles with reverence rather than just frustration. These children often possess an unusual sensitivity to energy, emotions, and spiritual currents that others cannot perceive. They may seem difficult in conventional terms because they are operating on a different frequency, one that doesn't always fit easily into normal social structures. As their parent, your role becomes even more sacred. You are not just raising a child, you are supporting a soul on an accelerated spiritual journey. This requires immense patience, unconditional love, and the wisdom to see beyond surface behaviors to the deeper soul purpose underneath. The truth is, dear soul, these children often choose parents who are strong enough, loving enough, and spiritually aware enough to support their journey. Your child's challenges are not a burden placed upon you. They are a testament to your soul's capacity to serve a higher purpose. The classroom of unconditional love. Every family becomes a spiritual classroom, and the primary subject being taught is always the same: unconditional love. But this is not the easy, sentimental love we often imagine. This is the kind of love that grows stronger under pressure, that remains steady through storms, that chooses understanding over judgment, even when every emotion screams for something else. Your child will test this love in countless ways. They will make mistakes that embarrass you. They will choose paths you don't understand. They will sometimes reject your guidance, ignore your wisdom, and break your heart with their struggles. And in each of these moments, dear soul, they are offering you a chance to practice divine love. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that human love is conditional, but divine love flows without conditions like sunlight that shines equally on all. Your child gives you daily opportunities to practice this divine love, to love not because they are perfect, but because love itself is perfect. This doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior or abandoning all boundaries. It means maintaining love as your foundation while still providing guidance, structure, and consequences when necessary. It means loving the soul even when you must correct the behavior. The child who lies teaches you to love truth more than comfort. The child who rebels teaches you to love freedom more than control. The child who struggles teaches you to love the journey more than the destination. Each challenge becomes a doorway into deeper love, wider compassion, and greater spiritual maturity. Remember, the goal is not to love perfectly from the beginning. The goal is to keep opening your heart wider, to keep choosing love over fear, understanding over judgment, patience over reactivity. Your child will keep giving you opportunities to practice until love becomes your natural response to everything they bring into your life. Breaking generational patterns. One of the most profound ways children serve as spiritual teachers is by bringing our generational patterns into the light where they can finally be healed. Often, the very behaviors that trigger us most in our children are reflections of patterns we inherited from our own parents and their parents before them. Your child may express anger in the same way you do, or perhaps in the exact opposite way as a reaction to how you express anger. They may struggle with the same fears you've carried, or they may fearlessly pursue exactly what you've always been afraid to try. In both cases, they are illuminating patterns that have been passed down through your family line for generations. Paramhansa Yogananda wisely observed that family karma often spans many generations, with souls returning in different roles to complete unfinished healing. This means your child may be carrying not just their own karma, but pieces of your ancestral karma that are ready to be resolved. When you find yourself reacting to your child in ways that surprise you, perhaps with the same harshness your parent once showed you, or with fears that seem disproportionate to the situation, Pause and recognize that a generational pattern is asking to be transformed. Your child is giving you the opportunity to respond differently than your ancestors did. The beautiful truth is that when you heal a pattern within yourself, you heal it for your entire family line, past and future. The patience you develop with your strong-willed child heals generations of power struggles. The unconditional love you offer to your sensitive child heals generations of emotional wounds. The conscious communication you practice with your teenage child heals generations of misunderstanding. Your child is not just learning from you. They are helping you rewrite your family's spiritual story. Every time you choose love over fear, understanding over judgment, presence over reactivity, you are breaking chains that may have bound your family for lifetimes. This is the sacred work of conscious parenting, dear soul. You are not just raising a child, you are healing a lineage. Inspirational conclusion as we reach the end of our journey together today. Let us hold this truth close to our hearts. Your child is not an accident, a burden, or even just a blessing. Your child is a sacred teacher, carefully chosen by divine wisdom to walk with you on the most important spiritual journey of your lifetime. Every sleepless night, every moment of worry, every instance of overwhelming love, every challenge that brings you to your knees, all of it is part of a curriculum designed by divine intelligence to help both souls evolve. Your child comes to teach you patience, and you teach them stability. They show you unconditional love, and you show them wisdom. Together, you create a dance of mutual awakening that transforms both lives. Paramhansa Yogananda reminded us beautifully, the highest service you can give to any soul is to help them realize their divine nature. When you see your child as a spiritual teacher, you naturally begin to honor their divine nature, and in doing so, you discover your own. So, dear soul, I invite you to make this shift today. Look at your child not just as someone who needs your guidance, but as someone who guides you toward your higher self. Listen not just to their words, but to the spiritual lessons embedded in their presence. Love not just their successes, but the growth that comes through their struggles. When you approach parenthood as a spiritual practice, everything becomes sacred. Bedtime becomes a ritual of peace. Discipline becomes a practice of conscious boundary setting. Even conflicts become opportunities for deeper understanding and mutual growth. Your child chose you, and you chose them, for reasons that go far beyond what the mind can grasp. Trust this divine selection, honor this sacred contract, and remember that in helping your child fulfill their spiritual purpose, you fulfill your own. Dear soul, thank you for opening your heart to this profound teaching today. You've taken a sacred step toward understanding the divine purpose behind one of life's most important relationships. You now carry with you a new lens through which to see your child, not just as your son or daughter, but as a fellow soul on a journey of awakening, here to teach you as much as you teach them. This understanding has the power to transform every interaction, every challenge, and every moment of love you share together. Take this wisdom gently into your daily life. When your child tests your patience, remember they are teaching you patience. When they show you unconditional love, remember they are teaching you how to love yourself the same way. When they struggle, remember they are showing you how to find strength in vulnerability. If this message touched your heart or brought you a new perspective, please like this video and share it with another parent who might need to hear these words. Your sharing could be the very thing that helps another soul recognize the sacred teacher living in their own home. And please, subscribe for more spiritual insights like this. Together, we can create a community of conscious parents supporting each other on this beautiful, challenging, transformative journey. I invite you to leave a comment below. What did your child teach you today? What insight did this teaching awaken in your heart? Your words might be exactly what another parent needs to hear to see their own child's divine purpose more clearly. Until we meet again, may you walk in awareness, love in consciousness, and honor the sacred teacher that lives within your child's eyes. Remember, dear soul, in teaching them about life, they are teaching you about love. Namaste.